Candice here. We're gonna do a little training on the Hoyer lift. Now sometimes they refer to it as the sling lift because this is a sling. Sometimes they refer to it as a swing lift because you're in all four points and you kind of swing back and forth. But what you want to do first is you want to check the sling for any kind of loose threading or holes. You want to make sure everything's intact. And when we're using the sling, the tags are going to be on the outside, and they do even have a little bit of direction here. Okay, just an overview on the lift itself. This is your release, and this is a hydraulic lift. This is what's called a manual lift. The electric lift has more of a push button with battery. This, you can see, is the open release. Right here, it actually has a close and an open sign. So right now it's closed. But if I just push this over this way, we're gonna open it and you can see that this will start going down, okay? And that's how we're gonna raise and lift. And then this is what we use to pump it up, okay? Now we want this somewhere in the midsection between the belly button and the breasts, okay? These legs need to be open while we're lifting. So let's go over to the bed. So our client here, Mrs. Briana, is gonna lay down for us, and we are going to get the sling underneath her. Now, just like you learned in HHA class, when making an occupied bed, we're gonna do the roll technique with the speed bump underneath. So we're not gonna do this with the client, but I'm just gonna show you for today's purposes. The tag is gonna go on the outside. You can see this little indentation, and that's kind of where the butt area is gonna go right here, okay? Then these handles go on the outside so we can actually grab on to the sling and make sure that they don't rock back and forth too much. Okay, so again, not doing this to our client, but just so you can see, this sling needs to be about here. Sorry, Briana. This part here, this strip right here needs to be above the neck or right about the neckline, okay? So I'm just gonna fold that down, and then what we wanna do is roll this right halfway and then kind of get it out of the way so that we know that's where we're gonna be rolling our client. Now, as an angel, you will be doing all of the work. Our family member, Drake here, is gonna be basically supporting the head, supporting the client, but otherwise we are gonna be doing all the running around. So we're never gonna roll the client unless we have a guardrail, another person, or a wall on the other side. So we're gonna lift the leg under the shoulder, and we're just gonna roll her over. Now I'm gonna take our sling and get it underneath, and we're gonna create this little speed bump. I'm gonna pull this under her neck, okay, and kind of tuck it underneath. Okay, now we're gonna roll her back. Lift this leg. Drake's gonna get under, there we go, pull her over. We're gonna flatten out that sling. Now the main thing that we want on the sling is that we want it even on both sides, which it looks very even. Now she's a little crooked, and that's okay as long as the sling is even. So now we're gonna pull our sling in the ground. Again, we're gonna just get it between the belly button and the breasts. And right here, we're gonna leave a little bit of space here because we're gonna need to make the wide base for the legs. This is kind of funny. It's a funny movement. We're gonna push down, and you're gonna feel this tension. You wanna keep it down, and you're gonna push it all the way around in this half moon shape and then come all the way back up. Now we're gonna get the straps in place. Now, it doesn't really matter. This is preference. These colors are preference. If a client wants to sit up higher, we're gonna use more of the higher colors. If they wanna lay back more, then we'll put them back on the further colors. How I remember it is just like we teach with male peri-care. We wanna go down and around and crisscross here. So we're gonna go down and up and around. Very good. Now by going underneath and crisscrossing, this is gonna ensure that they don't come loose and that they stay in place. Now good practice says that you double up if you can, so we're gonna double up on the purple. And then what we're gonna do for the legs is typically the black works really well. So we're gonna go on the inside of the strap, down and around again, and we're gonna hook it on that other one so that they're crisscrossing. Some have a little hook here that ensures that they don't come loose. Ours doesn't, and that's again why we crisscross. So then we have our client just cross her arms on her abdomen. And then as I'm lifting, our family member's main job is going to make sure that her head is supported and that nothing is pinching. We're going to pump you up. And then once we start getting her up a bit, we're going to make sure that the sling is in the knee pit and not pinching anything. And we just need to raise her enough to clear the bed. Okay, so now we got her cleared. Now before I take off, I want to make sure that my family member is here able to support her. So I'm going to support the head while he comes around. So to drive, I want the legs skinny. So I'm going to push down here and close these to make them skinny and drivable. And then Drake's going to hold the sling so she doesn't go back and forth. And I'm going to pull and wait till those wheels come around. There we go. And I'm just going to get to an area where I can make my wide base so that I can get the wheelchair in there. So again, we want wide base. I'm going to push down, hold the tension, and spin this around. Watch your feet, Drake. There we go. Open that up, okay? Now I'm going to spin my client around so that her legs are there lined up. And then we're going to get the wheelchair underneath here to the small of the back. And I'm going to lock these wheels into place. As I'm lowering, the family member is going to kind of hold here and pull her into a sitting position because it's easier to position while we're lowering than to have to raise her up later. Very important here, this little turn, as someone's in it, it can drop quickly. So you need to have both fingers here so that you can have full control. And is your client and your family member ready?
Clear.
Yes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're just gonna have a nice, slow, smooth movement. The wheelchair is gonna tip a little bit, that's okay. And then this is gonna start pushing forward naturally. And we want to remind her to keep her head back so that this does not hit her head or knock off any glasses. So as soon as this is low enough, we can lock this in place, take out the straps, and she has 2 hours in this sling before she needs to get back into bed related to pressure. So we would leave this on. You do not want to remove the sling. You want to leave her in it, and then we'll just kind of tuck this into place. After the 2 hours, we would hook her back up into the Hoyer, lift her up, and put her back into bed. And that is how you do the sling Hoyer.